Welcome back, everybody. This is our second show with Kylie, and we are following Kylie in her last few weeks of pregnancy, trying to do a ketogenic diet and seeing how that works for her. Kylie was brave enough to share with us that she has had a glucose tolerance test that warned her sugars were a little high. We started checking ketones and sugars and getting her back on board for a ketogenic diet a few weeks ago. And now we're marching into the last few weeks of her pregnancy and trying to address not just the myth of how resistant it was that is keto safe while pregnant, but also what's the best health for Kylie and for Kylie's baby. So we talked last time about how important it was to get her sugars controlled. We checked her sugar online and she was doing really well with a 70 blood sugar, and her ketones at that time were 0.7. Again, Kylie has the advantage that she was keto for about 6 months before she got pregnant. And then, despite some morning sickness, was able to journey through her carb loading and then to get back on to a pretty high fat diet with low carbs. Mm-hmm. So, having said that, we thought it would be a really good idea to unpack how to use a continuous glucose monitor. So, a continuous glucose monitor is technology that we now have that can follow glucose continuously, hence the name. We sent the prescription into the pharmacy, and instantly we got a phone call saying, "What are you doing?" Yep. Yeah. And we said, well, we are pretty sure her insurance isn't going to cover this because she doesn't have type 1 diabetes, which is what most of them cover it for. But we thought it would be a really helpful way for her to biohack her body while pregnant, to say what happens to her sugars throughout the day. It's kind of a pain to check it continuously, but the technology for a continuous glucose monitor is ever rapidly evolving. And now you can get... the pharmacist and I actually unpacked this together, that the monitor that is pretty readily available, we picked the Freestyle Libre monitor, and that comes with the what's the word I'm looking for? Sensor. Thank you. I was like, sticky things that go on your arm. Mm-hmm. The sensors that last for about 2 weeks. Yep. So we are going to unpack this together. Probably going to be cutting out plenty of this information, but because neither of us have done this before. Right. So we have some information that the pharmacy opened us for us. So did he talk to you about this at all?
He didn't know what to do. He said, take it to your doctor, and they'll, when you go to your doctor, they'll unpack it for you.
And they'll tell you all about it, and they'll know exactly what's going on. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this has the sensor application, the sensor pack, and then 2 alcohol wipes. So sensor, Freestyle, that must be.
So I think this is the spring-loaded thing that
goes in like that?
Yeah, with the sensor here. So I think it's nothing more than pricking your finger, only... You prick it with a quarter-size sensor.
and then it stays there, right?
Yeah, for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, right? Okay.
And one thing to mention, he did say, make sure that the part you're covering is hairless. So if you're a man, make sure that part is shaved, because they have had instances where it has fallen off because there has been too much hair, and it hasn't been able to stick.
Sweet. So, okay, so the monitor is here. I'll let you do pull off the plastic moment. My kids will not let me do that to anything. They insist that's their job. They give you a pretty thick book on how to read it.
See that.
And then, is it charged?
Probably not. I didn't even know it had a charge. I thought it just have a battery like all the other monitors.
So I bet that, see if there is a battery in the back of that one. I bet it's got both. No?
No, doesn't look like it. Looks like it just has a
charger. Okay.
Cord. So I'll just plug it in right here.
Yeah, you do that side. And I'll look at this and say, all right, so set it up. Assemble the sensor to the back of the upper arm. Start new sensor with reading. Wait 60 minutes for start up. You can check your glucose whenever you want for up to 14 days. All right. So that's like that 30,000 foot view. Mm-hmm. This one says, okay, select a site in the back of the arm. Do not use other sites as they are not approved. And they may
blood is different.
Right. Well, I'm guessing they've run into that, that it's fallen off.
Mm-hmm.
Step 2 will be to clean the site and allow the site to dry. Step 3 will be peel the lid completely off the sensor. Unscrew the cap to the sensor application. And then put in the code. Your code. That code, I guess, is what they're after.
Okay.
So then you're going to line up the dark mark.
Touch screen too. That's
Oh,
fun.
Sweet. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not. Today we're on
13?
13. Valentine's Day is in 2 days, so we're on 12. So line up the dark mark on the sensor application with the dark mark on the sensor pack. On a hard surface, press down firmly on the sensor application unit until it comes to a stop. Lift the sensor applicator out of the sensor pack. Okay, the sensor applicator is ready to apply. Sensor applicator now contains a needle. Do not touch the inside of the sensor applicator or put it back on the sensor cap. Place the sensor applicator over the site and push down firmly to apply the sensor. Caution, do not push down on the sensor until placed over the prepared site to prevent unintended results or injury. Okay, gently pull the sensor off the applicator away from your body. Make sure the sensor is secure. Discard used sensor applicators and sensor pack according to the local regulations. Okay, whatever that means. All right, so this one says, start new sensor with reader. Okay, let's make sure this part says, okay, start new sensor with reader, but you need to wait 60 minutes for startup. So I think you got to put the applicator in, wait 60 minutes before that's going to work. But let's just read through these, see what that says. So okay, it'll be press the home button. Okay, if using the reader for the first time, follow the prompts to set up the date and time. You already did that?
I just don't know. What would you recommend for a target glucose range?
Oh, well, so here's the part with if you set it too tight, I'm going to give you a lot of warnings. And again, we're trying to understand it.
Right.
So I think if you get the choice to say what's the best target range, if you say, less than 120 or less than 130, I mean, that's, of course, we'd like it to be lower, but if you leave it that way, it's not going to beep at you all the time.
Right.
So that's what I do. So let's try that.
Okay, so it tells you like what the start and stop.
Oh, okay.
So where do you want it to start for the target and where do we want it to stop?
Well, I would say, I'd put the low at 55 or something, meaning you're going to be keto adapted and you're not type 1.
Right.
So you're going to have no problems doing, staying in that zone, I think.
So low of 55 and, the lowest it goes is 70.
Perfect. No problem. You're going to be she just had a sugar of 72. So.
Okay. And then a high of what?
130. Yeah. Again, you're just looking, does it stay in that zone? I mean, even if you have to reset that to 140 or something after you eat, it's not that we don't want it beeping at you incessantly. We want it, if you're eating a low carb world, it shouldn't buzz up to 140.
Right. Okay,
so you don't want to push start new sensor until we get to the sensor in you.
Okay.
And then hold reader within 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters of sensor, scan it. And then check your glucose, press the home button on the reader, hold the reader within 1.5 inches of the sensor. The reading shows your glucose reading. This is understanding your glucose readings. Okay, I think we should put the sensor on you.
Let's do the sensor.
Okay.
Just put that back there. Get this off.
Okay, so let's go back to our directions and make sure we're following this right. And step 1, we're going to clean off the back of your arm. Nice of them to give you.
Like right here, maybe?
Sounds like where I do it. And again, you want it to be in the place that's not muscle. You want it to be that little lovely flat pad on the back. Okay, so we've got that. And clean this out, allow it to dry. And then we're going to pull the lid off of here. Peel lid completely off. Okay. And then it says twist off the bottom. Okay, so that's what that looks like, just so you can see it. Can barely see it in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so then you keep the blue part on, and you line up dark with dark. So I'm guessing that's the line with that line. Okay, right? So, okay, line of the dark marks. Okay, on a hard surface, press down firmly on the sensor applicator until it comes to a stop. Easy enough. Lift the sensor applicator out of the sensor pack. Okay. Oh, I see it now.
Oh. It's a little bigger than I expected. Okay. Well, I'll tell you if it hurts.
Right, absolutely. So sensor application is ready to apply. Okay, sensor applicator now contains a needle. Do not touch it. Okay, got it. So now, it's interesting that they have these they're applying them yourself. So it says place the sensor applicator over the site, push down firmly to apply the sensor. Gently pull the sensor applicator away from your body. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it didn't even hurt.
And gently pull it away. There you go. Awesome.
Actually, seriously, did not hurt at all. I didn't even feel it.
That's so cool. All right, so I'm going to go grab the camera to make sure you get it. We'll get a picture of it before we leave, because that's pretty cool. Just see that on the end there?
I do.
Okay, so now we are going to, look at that. Nice sporty left back.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it says, make sure it's secure, discard all the other stuff. And now we have to wait an hour because it has to acclimate to your system. So, well, we're going to check in next time to see if we can figure this out. I'll probably come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the tripod. All right. So good job. You did great. You were brave. And we're going to keep learning.
I'm excited for this. Like
I totally am too. I'm like,
I'm so sick of poking my fingers. And I don't even do it during the day anymore.
And I'm just sick of it. Really think that when you have an understanding of what's going on inside your chemistry, I mean, that's behavior change, that instant feedback of saying, oh, look, this is what was going on. This is what happens when I have a cheat day or something, you know? Anyway.
We will have a cheat day on Saturday.
Saturday. What's Saturday?
We have a gender reveal party.
Oh, you do?
Figure out what we're having.
Yeah? Oh.
Yeah, but we're going to have cake and...
You enjoy
hard to keto when you have cake, and I'm going to watch my blood sugars the whole time.
Oh, yep. We'll record those, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is Dr. Boz signing off. We are helping people get healthy one ketone at a time. Checking out till next time.
Please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Stay tuned.